Hello and welcome to the Angel Channel. It's getting to be like a channel now. It's getting to be a regular thing. I think this must be episode 15 or 16. I've actually lost track.
In such a short amount of time.
It's,
Like you wrote the book so long ago, but it's really taking off.
I feel like that is because I take it more, I think of it as more important now than I used to. So I prioritize it. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
So this is Natalie for
Hello.
everyone. And Natalie,
Natalie.
Providence, Rhode Island.
Yeah, Providence, Rhode Island, and
And
this
there's Arthur.
is Peter Wolf and I's child, the Wolf Man, Mini Wolf. He's got the good hair, so that's all we wanted. We wanted the good hair, and it. So I've been talking to you obviously before you did the, invited people with the angel channeling. Like at first, like in your book, like you needed it for yourself, and it ended up being like an amazing happening, a life changing decision, and your perseverance, and that you just wanted to feel in control of these feelings and be happy.
Yeah.
And so now I think it's amazing because that when you started the paintings, they just took off, and then there's dolls, and then jewelry.
We're both wearing the jewelry.
My dad's a silversmith. He loves it.
Really?
Yeah, he dropped out of high school at 16, but he wouldn't have known because he was a successful silversmith.
Wow.
But anyways, I could talk to you all, for hours.
I'm sure we will. Later on, we will talk a lot. But tell us the question that you'd like to ask.
Okay.
Today. And
so
keep the ball away from him.
Yes. So I would like to ask the angels, when we are in our daily routine, we're at work, we come home, we have a to-do list, a book long.
Oh yeah. I always have a pile of stuff to do. I just never do it.
No, I'll make a new one, and 10 different weekly planners so my question is, how can I be as joyful in my day-to-day chores?
Yeah.
While I want to be enthusiastic with the mundane when we realize, while we're waiting for something extraordinary to happen on the weekend. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. I totally get it.
So if you can reiterate what I said, I'm going to mute myself.
Okay.
Okay.
So what Natalie's asking is really a lovely question. It's how can we find the joy in the everyday stuff? So not just the stuff that happens when we're on holidays or when we go to a big gig or when we go to an event, but the stuff that's just like really all day, every day, which genuinely makes up 90% of our lives or 99% of our lives. So really, yeah, like doing the chores, whatever it is, doing the shopping, taking your kid to school, collecting your kid, taking him to all these things that we do every day, the magical, the joyful. And I love that because that's something I definitely, used to really struggle with. I just thought my life was really boring, and then I'd be waiting for the big event to suddenly come, the big success, whatever it is, would suddenly come, and then my life would just totally change. It would be just all excitement. So yeah, I like it. I'm gonna tune in and let's see what comes out. may we begin by saying how much we appreciate you, Natalie and Arthur, for your exuberance and your vitality and your joyful essence, which is so beautiful to experience. And we, of course, love your question. And we feel that it is one that will resonate deeply with any human being who is not on a permanent holiday. And even the ones who are on permanent holidays quite often find that they are looking for something to happen. Everybody's looking for something to happen that's out of the ordinary. So there is the ordinary and then there's the extraordinary. And this is your life. And so we would love to assist you with this because we find it all so extraordinary, so new. Everything that you do to us seems so new and so unexplored. So you are like Arctic explorers or explorers in an unknown land, and you are exploring in every moment. You're you're exploring in every moment your own vibrations becoming manifested and becoming apparent to you. And so you're stepping in continually to experiences that you have created for yourselves and programmed for yourselves. And some of them are very, very unusual, and some of them seem to be more of a repetition of things that have happened before. And so there is a tendency in the mind, perhaps, to judge and say, well, I did this yesterday, I did this the day before yesterday, I do this every day. And so there is a sort of tendency to withdraw the focus, withdraw the attention, so that you no longer really experience these things. You no longer really sense them. Perhaps they because they bore you, you switch off and you maybe escape into an imagined reality or into a future, maybe what you're going to do later when you've finished doing the boring thing, or maybe what you'll do next week or the week after. And so there is this tendency to just take your actual energy out of the body and out of the experience and put it somewhere else. So put it in a future place or put it in a past, if this makes sense. So wherever you are focused, this is where the excitement can actually happen. And if you are willing to remain focused, fully, physically, sensually, in every way, in the moment that you're actually experiencing, you will begin to notice that it is possible to have the most astounding and totally unexpected experiences in the everyday. But this is only possible if you are willing to be there. Because if you're not there, if you're not paying attention, you will not notice these things. And so it is perhaps uh, how should we say this? It could be an adventure for you and for Arthur also, and for anyone who is watching, to have some fun with it, play with the energy. Take a simple task. For you, it could be doing the chores or driving somewhere or doing shopping, whatever it is. And just imagine that you can actually mold the energy in advance. So you take the thought, I'm going to go to the shop and buy some groceries, and you ask yourself, okay, so how does this feel? It feels kind of boring, or it feels like a drag, or it feels a bit like samey, whatever it is. And then you ask, how could I add some sparkle to this energy? How could I change up this energy and make it into something more fun, more playful, more spontaneous, more exciting, more unexpected, so that it really grabs me and delights me? And as you do this, you can even notice that you're already doing it because you're already letting your imagination go to work. And children are especially good at this because children play games all day long. So they're playing always, no matter what is happening. And their imaginations are constantly playing with what's happening. But for you, perhaps you might have decided that there are some things that are worthy of your time and your energy and some things that are not. So we're suggesting that maybe there are pieces of your life, areas of your life where a little bit more time and attention could generate more interesting results. And so as you just play and you imagine that the energy is changing and you're adding color and you're adding some patterns and you're adding maybe drawing something in, you're maybe painting something in. So you might paint a color, you might paint a sparkle, you might paint a sequin, tie on a bow, and just play with the light, play with the light that's in the energy, because all of your experiences are energetic. Every single thing that happens in your realm is energetic, and energy is constantly malleable and can be changed like this. And so as you do this, you will notice that you become more curious and more alert and more open to things being different and things being exciting and even very simple things. And most often we see this when people are really willing to see each other. So, not just the people that you know and love already, but the people who you don't know, the strangers who you encounter as you go about your life. They are all souls who are very exciting underneath the surface and very beautiful. And you can access this beauty and this um, you can access a level at which you connect very, very, very deeply with total strangers and have very exciting experiences, even though they might be fleeting. They can really satisfy you and be very fulfilling and very uplifting for you. So, playing with being a little bit different in the way that you approach people. So, perhaps imagining, there's something inside this person that I don't yet know about, and I'm curious about how this person might respond if I even send a thought of love, of appreciation to them as I interact with them. And just noticing the change in your daily interactions. So we see that there is tremendous potential for you to have everyday miracles in all parts of your life. So even just playing with your own your own inner feeling and allowing your body to begin to create slightly different patterns of energy as you move throughout the day. So varying the patterns and allowing them to be more playful, more spontaneous, more joyful, more harmonious, and ultimately more blissful, because we sense that for each and every one of you human beings, bliss is at your very core. So it is the absolute center of you is bliss. And outside, there are many other things, many other frequencies, and sometimes they're just generated by your mind. So they can be thoughts about what is happening and what is not happening and what should be happening, what happened some other time that might be more appealing. So it's really about the judgment and not condemning yourself for having had these thoughts, but just allowing them to be, and then allowing yourself to include them and play with them and experiment with them until they begin to shift their patterns and they begin to change, and you begin to see more and more and more potential in the everyday. And we sense that this will be a very exciting and very interesting adventure for you, and that your child Arthur will participate very willingly if you're willing to allow him to. How does that feel for you?
I took a lot of great wisdom from them, and I almost need to if you are recording this, I'm going, I'm going to here, I'm going to make sure to read like a motto on a refrigerator or something, like I did figure out how to make the dishes fun. And that's just by putting on headphones and blaring it and having fun with it.
Yeah.
But there's so many times where you're just in a you don't have energy, you're just like overworked and underpaid. Okay, so I'm sorry there's having a tough time.
No problem. And thank you so much for asking the question.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. I hope someday we'll get together, and Arthur's really good at Irish dancing, so
No.
okay, all right. It was lovely to meet you. I would like to set up another time during the week when he's not with me. Okay, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, love you.
Love you. Bye.